Hey, fight fans, welcome to the Ultimate Combat Experience. I'm Brandon Kaiser.
And I'm Brian Yamasaki. Tonight we have a great card in store for you.
We've got a pretty exciting main event tonight, Brian. We have Wotjeck, who Oliver Bradstreet said good things about, said he's a handful, and I've watched him fight a couple times. He's coming off of a couple wins,
yeah,
and
same here.
who's he going against?
Josh Delmark. Josh is, is a little bit on the smaller side, but he's a handful, man. That guy always throws bombs. He's a hand assassin. He's always dangerous. He's throwing big bombs, and at any point in time, he could put you on your back.
So we've got the hand assassin going against the pretty awesome wrestler from what we've seen so far. How do you think that one will turn out?
Exciting. It always is. A good contrast of styles. Big slugger versus a wrestler. Let's see what happens. Contrast
of styles and a really exciting weight class. I think we both once weighed around 140 pounds, right?
You did. I'm ballooning up there.
All right, so stick around for the fights tonight. We've got some good ones in store for you and an exciting main event.
Now starts. Now, warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight.
All right, coming up in this first fight, who do we got?
We have Jason Dalton, who is he's a street fighter, and he trains out of Ultimate Combat Training Center.
And he's going to be going up against Micah the Super Bodily is what he goes by. I've watched him a couple times. Every time I hear his name, I can't help but think of fluids. Hopefully we won't see too many Super Bodily fluids tonight. But it should be a good fight. I mean, two guys kind of wily, kind of spry. That always makes for fun fights.
Yeah, can't go wrong. Street fighter against body fluids. We'll see how it goes.
You guys seem a little apprehensive about this one there, Brian, you know, and these are my favorite fights. These are really what I kind of got into this for, because there's going to be nothing but action, you know that, and these guys are going to put their hearts and souls on the line.
For sure. Micah Bodily, he does. He just goes out there and goes for broke, and I appreciate anybody that goes out there and fights that way.
The thing that I love about this kid, he's 5'11", 175, but he drives 300 miles to be here to fight, and doesn't ask anything for it. He comes here because he wants to fight. He wants to be in the cage, and here's a guy that likes to do the same thing. We've seen him. We've talked about him quite a bit. The Hurricane Jason Dalton.
You know what? Jason looks like he's been punching himself in his own eye.
Well, it's not that. It's that he probably fought last week and the week before that and probably the week before that. There's just a few guys that once you get a taste of this crack cocaine that we call cage fighting, it's hard to shake it.
It really is. It's an adrenaline rush like no other. I know that when my wife bought our second house for me, and I was freaking out, man. All I wanted to do was fight so that I could take my mind off of those stresses.
I'm telling you, that is the best cure for whatever ails you, is just know that you're fighting this weekend.
Nothing else seems to bother you.
You're absolutely right.
And then you get to take it out on the other guy.
Yeah, you know, and you know, we're not expecting to see a lot of pretty technique here, even though we're seeing some little flashes here and there, but both these guys very evenly matched, physically very, very similar, and you can see that a skill level is very equal as well.
Sure, and we're actually seeing some side kicks for the first time in a long time, and it's interesting.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of side kicks in MMA, and I think if somebody's really good at them, they can be used effectively. You just don't see a whole lot of them.
Definitely. It looks like Dalton might be able to put on a guillotine here, but it seemed like maybe he was more content to try to get a throat.
Well, you know, and then right here he may be looking to knee, but, you know, Bodily doing a pretty good job of keeping him pressed up against the cage, not giving him room to do that. But now Jason Dalton reverses fortunes, and there you go.
He ain't thinking about his mortgage right now.
Yeah. He's taking it out right on Micah Bodily's face.
That's right. All right, well, it's a pretty evenly matched fight. I'd have to say that so far I have to give Dalton the nod. For nothing else, those knees that he just delivered.
I'll tell you what, the guy in his corner, though, looks extremely astute. Looks like a student or a master of the game.
Oh, a throw and then a rethrow.
Well,
beautiful.
And a roll through. That was very, very nice. Micah Bodily winding up on top here, and Jason Dalton doing what we talked about him doing, and that's squeezing on that
Grab the head and squeeze. Now, remember, if we see a fight where someone doesn't actually grab the head and squeeze, you owe me $50.
That's right. I'm not sure what Dave was admonishing them for. Did you see what might have been a foul there?
No, they think they're just kind of small, and Dave thought, I might sneak in.
I'm bigger than them?
Yeah, I'm bigger than them. I go in and get a cheap shot in.
Okay, well, that's the Dave
I'm just kidding. You know I love you, Dave.
Yeah,
You're a great ref.
He is a great ref and a great guy, unless he's bigger than you.
Well, it looks like it might be the beginning of the end here for Dalton.
Bodily starting to slowly but surely slip that choke in, although I'm not sure. Well, he does have his hooks in underneath
Dalton
there.
needs to turn the other direction. He's turning right into the choke right now, and he needs to turn clockwise. He's turning counterclockwise. Okay, there he goes. Yeah, he needs to turn that direction. Oh, armbar coming.
Left something behind, and Bodily looks like he might have done a little ground training.
Oh boy, was that a pop? I hope not. It doesn't look like it.
Well, yeah, well.
Oh, and he survived.
Just too much room left in there, and boy, Jason Dalton, that just made him mad. Look at him.
There you go. You know what? So many times we tell our own guys that armbar is such a dangerous technique. He made it to the second round.
Well, I tell you what, Brian, you said a moment ago, about midway through the round, you were going to give the nod to Jason Dalton. Do you still feel the same way? I think Micah Bodily showed some pretty good stuff toward the end.
He did, but, you know.
Well, we're still going to see a second round, and it's coming up when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, you missed round one between Micah Bodily and Jason Dalton. A couple welterweights that are, how should we say, a little bit unrefined.
A little green in the gills.
But given a heck of an effort nonetheless.
You know what? The first round kind of started off a little bit slow, but it built to a crescendo, and at the end, it was all fireworks.
It was nice stuff. Now, you started to thought before we went to break that you thought
armbars are dangerous.
They are very dangerous.
I almost wonder if they're outdated. If you're super good at them, great. But I've seen so many times guys miss them and then end up on the bottom getting punched, just like round one ended. Whoa!
And
another throw and a rethrow. That's twice in the fight. Oh no!
Jason Dalton had just enough anticipation not to let the re-roll go through.
And there's some more. Grab the head and squeeze it.
Yeah, this time it's Micah Bodily doing the old head squeeze of Ruski.
But even. I'd like to see Dalton start throwing a left knee to the hamstring or the.
I think we're gonna, one of these weeks, we're just gonna outlaw the head squeeze of Ruski. We're just gonna say, you can't do it.
You won't have any fighters.
If they do it, Dave, you get to hit them.
Okay, well then it would stop right away. He wouldn't hit anybody. It would only stop for the guys under 150.
Yeah, well, that's true. That is true. Well, Micah Bodily able to pull guard, though. And we saw little flashes of jiu-jitsu out of him in round one. Looks like he knew a little bit about armbar. Didn't quite get it, but, he looked like he was going for some submissions. And once again, right here, you see him climbing the body and looking at maybe a triangle, something like that.
Yeah, they're kind of in a neutral position here. Dalton's upright, but Bodily's got enough control with his legs that at any point he could throw on a triangle or flat or something. But
dangerous Dave steps in and says, I've seen enough rolling around on the ground. Let's get you back up on your feet.
Nice leg kick by Dalton.
Not a whole lot of hip rotation. That's why I like to see him throw that kick and follow it up as well, and I just don't see a lot of it out of him. It might be just that he's getting a little bit tired here in round number two.
As much as these guys have been working
and squeezing,
I can't see them not being tired.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. You see these precarious positions they get into. It's just kind of funny.
Oh, a nice elbow by Bodily. Looks like he's setting him up. I don't know what. There it is.
He was just measuring him up there, wasn't he?
Maybe he was. He was just taking his sweet time.
It's kind of nice, and
another nice kick by Dalton.
Boy, you can see Dalton's eyes. He is tired.
If he can get his arm under, he's got an arm triangle set up. Oh, popped back out, and we're in half guard.
All right, half guard, and what I like to call this, these guys are just kind of catch breath down here. It looks like both of them are pretty tired and take a little break here.
Little blood from the nose of Bodily. he needs to get an underhook with his left hand and start hipping out to the side.
Or take a little breather right here.
Greg Nelson, the head trainer for Brock Lesnar and Sean Sherrick and a number of other great fighters, you know, he says that half guard is half mount in MMA. Oh, a triangle. Oh, and time runs out.
Just as the clock ticks off, Micah Bodily going for a triangle choke. Now, 2 rounds in the books. Hard to really say who's ahead at this point.
I'm going to have to say it's 1-1.
Well, I'll tell you who's not ahead. It looks like the doctor is waving it off.
I wish I could read Dave's lips.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Good for Dalton.
Well, Micah Bodily drove a long ways, but just didn't have enough in the tank to bring it out here for round number 3. The Hurricane Jason Dalton celebrating a big win tonight. Tyler Ayers Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the UCE. Call them for legal help at 255-5555.
Talk to me. Tell me what happened out there, man.
You know, I went in, I wanted to keep this fight standing up because that's my strong suit. That was obviously a mistake because this guy hits like a freight train, and not as in good a shape as I should be. I've kind of been coasting, and I got called Wednesday to take this fight on short notice and drove up from St. George today, and we're not taking anything away from Jason. I mean, he's an awesome fighter, so. You know.
First of all, let's recount what you just said. You drove up here from St. George, which is, what, 300 miles-ish, to fight today, man. I mean, first of all, I want to personally thank you. I think it is awesome that you did that.
Well, thanks. I like the fight, so, you know, I did it. But, you know, probably wasn't the best decision, but.
I don't know, man. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I did, even though I lost.
That's all that matters, my man. So tonight you were good, but just not good enough. But thank you so much for coming up here and doing it.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and thank all you guys for coming to watch us do it so guys like me can do this. It's
Mikey, you going to come back and do it again?
Yeah, I'll be back.
All right, brother. Good job, man.
Zoats has the most delicious sunflower seeds anywhere. Check out Zoats.com for a complete list of flavors.
Hey, what's going on, Jason? That looked like a hell of a fight out there. How do you feel?
I feel good considering I had to gain 8 pounds in one day for this fight.
So what, you go get like steak dinner or something?
No, I ate a lot of Topper ramens and protein drinks.
So I know the fans want to know, how hard do you train for these kind of things?
Well, it's a lot of work. I haven't been training a whole lot because I've been trying to deal with my mom. She has ovarian cancer. So I'm trying to stick with her. She's only got about 6 months to a year to live. So I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with her and fight when I can.
I definitely feel you on that part. I hope she gets better. I definitely hope to see you back in the cage. What's your plan from here? I mean, taking care of your mom, if you're gonna need some time, you know, everybody's gonna understand that, but we're definitely want to see you back in the cage. What's your next plans?
I'm gonna be back in the cage. I'm gonna probably take about a month off, try to do a little bit of training, spend some time with my mom, try to get some sponsors, and just do what I can do.
Well, maybe you should give me my name. My name's Tim, and I represent the Better Life Band. And we're looking to get a couple cage fighters that we're going to sponsor. So, you know what? You should hit me up, give me a call. But congratulations on the win tonight, brother.
Thank you. I will.
Next up, we have a great welterweight fight between Armando Soto and Daniel Grass. Armando just signed up yesterday to fight. He's fresh off the streets, off the mean streets of West Valley. What do you think about this fight?
Well, I haven't seen the Stiletto fight yet, so it'll be interesting to see what his style's like. I do know Daniel Grass, who doesn't. The guy fights like every week. I think he lives in a gym. Super nice kid. He's got the new Jiu Jitsu style called twisty bendy yoga flexible style, and should be an interesting matchup. Street fighter versus yoga guy.
All right, well here it comes. Welterweight fights coming at you. I got a speech impediment, man. I stutter every time I do those.
Well, you Asian guys aren't expected to be able to say Hispanic surnames. Sotelo.
Sotelo.
All right, Armando Soto, Stolella, I don't know. That's a lot of syllables for me, run it all together. And you know, it's interesting to see how yoga translates into MMA, but this guy right here has a little more natural transition. That's street fighting.
Yeah, you know what? I've been watching Daniel Grass come up, and he's another one of those guys, fights everywhere. He's got a black guy from last week, but he gets better with every fight, and I have to, he's another Rocky Balboa story.
Well, isn't that kind of funny? We got two guys walking into the cage tonight, both of them sporting war wounds from last week's fights, and so far Jason Dalton coming away with a win. He avenged an earlier loss, and let's see if Daniel Grass has what it takes to maybe get a win in his column there.
All right, Daniel, wear that badge of honor, man. Let those scars shine through. Oh! Oh, he just looked like he got another one there. One to match his other one.
Yeah.
He'll be looking like a raccoon pretty soon.
What do you tell a fighter that's got 2 black eyes?
I have no idea.
Nothing. He's been told twice.
That's a good one. Yes, that's going to my books right now.
All right.
Trademark.
Keep your hands up is what you tell him, man. And it looks like Daniel Grass is a little slow on that philosophy.
You know, he could be slow, I guess, when you're dominating like he is right now.
Well, he
Great
sure
takedown.
is.
He's right to the mount, not giving Sotelo a chance to breathe.
He has been smothering him early on in the first round here. And Daniel Grass, we haven't seen him be this aggressive and be this dominant so far. And he looks pretty good so far.
You know what? Fighting every week and living in a gym has its benefits.
Even on bottom, he's keeping things tight. Looks like he's kind of
I think this is where he does his best work.
Yeah.
There he is.
God,
Armbar.
Well, looks like he might have gotten that.
Right from a go-go plata right into an armbar.
Oh,
So
my goodness.
Oh!
Daniel Grass is gonna, whoa, could it be?
Oh, don't cross your feet, though.
Well, it doesn't gonna matter. He crossed his feet and still got the big win.
Way to go, Daniel.
Daniel Grass came from Oklahoma, and finally, man, he's been in here fighting, and he's been fighting top-notch competition, finally walking away with a win, and I couldn't be happier for that kid.
Good for him.
It's great having Sotelo coming in here and doing his thing, but look at old Daniel Grass. Got a big fat smile on his face.
Sotelo, go live in a gym for a little while
Yeah,
and
move on
come
in.
back to the show.
All right, man. Great stuff. Great stuff. Find top name brand clothing at unspeakable prices at Big Rod Clothing. Mention UCE and save 10%.
Armando, talk to me, man. What happened out there?
He got me good with the armbar. You know, I wanted to keep it up standing. You know, I got to practice on my ground.
I read your bio. You're a boxer. You got some boxing background, right?
Yeah, I got some boxing background. That's why I wanted to get it standing, but you know, he took me down. I tried.
It's super hard to box with your arm like this, huh?
It's a little bit difficult, but you know what? I'm gonna go train and I want to rematch with this guy because I want to get him standing.
That's what I like, man. That's what I like. Armando, I guarantee you he'll give you that rematch. Armando, get in the gym and learn some ground. Work some ground and come back and do it again.
For sure, for sure.
All right, brother. Tonight, you were good, but just not good enough. But once again, I want to say this on camera. This guy signed up to fight yesterday and came in and fought today. So much love and respect, man.
Skull Candy, the official headphones of the UCE. Check out their complete line of headphones and accessories at skullcandy.com.
Man, what a win, an armbar. Can you believe that? I couldn't believe that.
Thank you. I've been practicing a lot of jiu-jitsu here lately. You know, trying to get that ground game mastered. So that's where it's at.
So what made you decide to get on the ground with that guy?
He's a boxer. I knew he'd be a little bit out of his element on the ground. I'm a wrestler, and he caught me in the nose. It's the first nosebleed I've had since I was a kid. So he hit me, and I was like, yeah, we're taking this to my world now. We're going downstairs. So that's where I feel most comfortable.
Well, you know, it looked like, and I'm sure the crowd agrees with us, and our fans everywhere agree, it looked really, really good. So what are we going to see from you now? I mean, are you going to take some time? I know you've been fighting a lot lately. So you going to take some time, or are we going to see you again real quick?
See me again real quick. No rest for the wicked, and the righteous don't need it.
Nice. Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You want to thank somebody?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mike Stedham and the Ultimate Combat Experience, the Cole Combat Cartel, my team, my family, all my instructors, all my teammates and my friends and family back home, everybody watching, and everybody who came out tonight. I really appreciate it, and keep coming, support us. It's what we're here for. Thank you.
Sounds good. We'll see you right back here.
All right, yoga jiu-jitsu style prevails. Daniel Grass gets the win in the first round.
Good for you, Daniel. Way to stick with it, man. That just goes to show you hard work finally pays off.
It does. Daniel's been fighting every week, and he has had some tough battles. It's good to see him pull out a nice win like that.
You know, no one deserves it more than Daniel. Good for you.
Okay, in your next fight, we've got Andy Witt versus
JR. I hate it when people mispronounce my last name, so I'm not even going to try JR's last name.
Way to err on the side of caution, Yamasaki. What do you think about these guys?
You know what? Andy Witt, as much as I love Daniel Grass, which I do, I think he's a great fighter. He's won me over the weeks. You know, Andy Witt, he is my new favorite UCE fighter. You know, so unassuming, just goes in there and fights his guts out, and usually just stays in there long enough to get a win. He sticks in there. He finds a way to survive, and then when opportunity comes knocking, he takes advantage of it.
Well, we'll see if he can keep that going with JR, who I think is going to look to finish this fast.
Ochsenbein, JR Ochsenbein, my man, Yamasaki.
JR, looking good.
Right. Ochsenbein even made his nickname Ochsenbein, so you can say his name. It's Ochsenbein.
All right, JR.
All right, he's 6'1", 183, coming down from Logan, which is quite a drive for Mr. Clean and grind Ochsenbein, going up against, you know, the man, you love him, L7.
I swear he loses about 2 pounds every week. That's what you get for working.
He started out as a heavyweight, dropped to a light heavy, and he's now down to the middleweight division.
You can see definition in his body. It's an amazing transformation.
You know, and you can see his facial expression even. He kind of came in kind of a dopey looking L7 kid. That's how he got his nickname. He kind of looks like a fighter now. He's got that rough look in his eye.
Don't ruin it for me. Don't ruin it for me. I like the dopey looking kid who beats the crap out of you.
He loves being that dopey looking guy too, man. And you know, he loves playing that role. But he's one of those kids that you'd never guess how tough he is by looking at him. He's just got a lot of grit, a lot of heart, and a lot of determination.
You know what? In fights past, I would have said Witt's in trouble here, but I'm just going to shut my pie hole because he's just doing what he's doing, and he's playing a little cage of dope.
Cage of dope. And Ochsenbein, you know, kind of taking advantage of, you know, being on top here. He landed a couple nice body shots, but now he's doing the old squeeze.
Grab and squeeze. I don't really know what he's squeezing.
He's squeezing Andy's head.
And an arm, and some torso. Which is why I don't understand the squeeze.
He's squeezing
Those are nice little elbows to the thighs. I'd like to see more of that. Andy looking like maybe he was going for a fireman's carry.
I think Andy just likes to get hit because he doesn't wake up until he gets hit a few times, then he gets a little bit mad. So he was just kind of playing possum and taking some shots.
Put together a nice little combination there, ending with a straight right. Oh, we call that a snap back. He snapped back, let the right hand go past, and threw his right hand.
And he got back fisted to the face. Watch out for that.
I heard you call that a Mississippi back fist. Backhand. Excuse me.
Working out for him right here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Andy Witt doing a little squeezing of his own.
There goes my $50.
Yeah, well, I don't know, Brian. I don't know, dude. I wonder if they just turn the volume down when they watch this show. They don't seem to listen.
Watch this show. They watch Taken to the Mat.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just kidding.
That is the best show.
If they did, they wouldn't grab and squeeze.
Well, he pulled it into it.
You know what? I'm going to teach. We're going to teach grab and squeeze.
Yeah.
If you're going to grab and squeeze, let's do it right.
There's got to be a science to it, you know. And you know, let's break it down, find the nuances of it.
Exactly.
Maybe there is something to it we're missing.
Meanwhile, Andy Witt taking more punishment.
That's what he does.
Just wearing him down.
Andy Witt doing what Andy Witt does.
This is Rocky Balboa versus
Rocky Balboa.
Mr. T.
You know what's amazing about Andy Witt is you never see him like physically hurt. You know, and he takes
and now he's got a triangle on.
I don't know where he learned that. I don't know where
Taking
he
it to the mat. I taught him everything he knows.
You must be watching.
A sweep.
Oh my goodness.
He's going to get it.
Maybe.
He needs to put his left foot under his right knee a little bit more. Andy.
It sounds like 30 seconds, a little under 30 seconds left in the round.
Go for the armbar instead.
Oh, Andy.
Punch him. Cut him.
Andy.
Elbow. I don't think you're going to make it, buddy.
He ain't going to get it. He's not going to get it there, Brian. I don't think so.
Oh, he's got time.
No, it's not going to happen, my man.
Wow, well, good job, JR, for sticking it out and hanging in there.
I'll tell you what, if this right here is
and a big right hand.
A lesson for all of you. Watch Taking It to the Mat. You could have finished it right there, Andy. You could have finished it.
That's not his style.
But you know what,
he always gets him in the 3rd round stretch.
Yeah, that's true. JR maybe did watch it, and he didn't let him finish it.
See, right now he's telling his coach, I'm wearing him down, coach. I'm wearing him down.
Yeah, I'm wearing him down. His fists are getting tired. You see old Aaron Sawyer and Mike Sugarloaf Crispin working the corner of Andy Witt, giving him some words of advice. And
well, it looks like he might have a cut.
Where do you see the cut?
Left temple.
Okay, well, Andy is human. I'm starting to wonder.
You know what? I was right there with you. Nice right hand by JR. He's loading up that right.
He was loading up. It looks like he saw the cut too, aiming right for it. That landed that right hand to the left side of the head there.
Ooh, it's a very good punch right there.
Yeah, and he looked like he felt that one.
Oh, and he comes back with an overhand right of his own. What a great fight. This is why I love watching Andy Witt fight. There's, and flying. My goodness gracious. A cheese grater right on his forehead and right to the rear naked choke.
That was a cheese grater, man. That was amazing. Oh, JR is going to have a headache.
I think JR's in some deep trouble. Don't elbow, buddy. Just grab the hands and protect the choke. It's sleepy time.
Yeah, it's tappy time is what it is right there. JR Ochsenbein came out here.
Where'd he go?
You know what is
great?
great?
See a little of his father in him right there.
Yeah. You know what's great about tonight is that our guys that are fighting every week and not faring so well, all 3 of them have won very hard-fought battles tonight.
Good for them. Well, again, it's just a testament to their hard work.
You know, and you see right there, that's hard work paying off with a big fat smile on old L7 Andy Witt's face.
What? A winner is a loser who just never quit.
There you go. I like that. As you can see now, we had some gems tonight. That was a gem right there. Tyler Ayers Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the UCE. Call them for legal help at 255-5555.
Obviously, you know what you need to do to fix what happened tonight, right?
Absolutely. Success is 90% of stickability is 90% of success. Got to keep at it. Got to keep working hard. Learn from your weaknesses. Learn from your defeats. So this wasn't a loss. I learned a lot. First time in the ring, you get a lot out of it.
Telling you what, my man, that's pretty good stuff. Kids at home, write this stuff down. You might be able to use it sometime. So, you got anything else real smart to say?
I want to thank my family, thank my friends for coming out here, my cornermen, Justin and Ryan. They did a great job helping me out. I'd like to thank Andy, my opponent. Great fighter, a good experience for me. So,
Jesus.
Good guy, really good guy.
What about Jesus?
He's great too.
Okay, man. You were good tonight, just not good enough. Thanks for doing it, man.
Glad to be part of the experience. Thanks, Mike.
Find top name brand clothing at unspeakable prices at Big Rock Clothing. Mention UCE and save 10%.
I don't even know what to say. It was beautiful. I love it. I love fighting. I know the fans love fighting. Kids at home love fighting. What's next for you, bro?
I'll definitely be back. I want to enter the tournament for the UCE belt, and hopefully you're looking at your new middleweight champion.
Well, I know you just have to keep working out. Be careful with your cornerman Sugarloaf over there. You know, you don't want to train with him too much. But you know what? Great night. Have fun. Anybody you want to thank?
I'd like to thank the Ultimate Combat for letting me fight. And everybody who came out to support me tonight. I had a big crowd for myself today.
Wow, another stellar performance by Andy L7 Witt. A finish by flying rear naked choke. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
That's a new one to me. Maybe you can get that on Taking It to the Mat one of these days, Yamasaki.
We'll have him on Taking It to the Mat.
Flying rear naked choke. Andy Witt, way to go, buddy. It's time for your main event. We've got Zack Wotjeck, and what do you know about his opponent, Yamasaki?
Josh Delmark. He is a very, very tough guy, very game, always up to throw down, and he actually fought one of our buddies, Aaron Okura, a while back. You know what? Aaron was able to finish him off in the first round, but afterwards he was telling me, boy, that guy hits hard.
So is that his strength? Is his punching power, or?
From what I've seen, that's really where it's at. He balls up his fists, he grits his teeth, closes his eyes, and swings for the fences.
Well, he's going to have his hands full tonight. He's going up against Zack Wotjeck. I've seen both of his fights, and he's tough. He's really tough and strong for his weight class. He's a great wrestler, and he's tall. You know, sometimes you get those great wrestlers, they're shorter guys. You can build a game plan around dealing with that, but those tall wrestlers that are good at that weight class, that's a nightmare.
He's got those good takedowns, heavy, dominant type of style, and he throws bombs too. I've actually wrapped his hands a couple times.
All right, guys, well, great luck, and I'm excied to see how this one turns out.
You're excited, Brandon Kaiser. I'll tell you what, I am excited. I can tell you why I am excited is this Zack Wotjeck is going to be a superstar. There's no doubt about it.
There's no way he's 135.
But he is 135. He's 5'10".
There's no way.
135, and the kid hits like a Mack truck for a 135-pounder.
He looks like 155.
He does. This guy right here, though, you know, this kid will scrap. He will scrap until there's no scrap left. So
wow. Delmark is looking vascular. He is looking in shape for this fight, if nothing else.
He is in shape. He's always in great shape. 5'4", 125 is Josh Delmark, and he doesn't mind fighting up. He's been fighting up all his life, and he's doing that again tonight, fighting a kid a little bit bigger than him. But Delmark, like I said, man, what he lacks in size, he makes up for in heart.
Oh, and they don't waste any time. They just walk right up to each other and introduce themselves.
Seen right out of it, man. They shot right
there
out
goes
of
my
each other.
$50. Someone's bleeding already.
Well, that was a nice exchange to start things off. But this is how all of Delmark's fights are. It looks like two bobcats going at it, and it's just action, non-stop.
That's why I like to watch him fight.
Yeah,
Delmark busy. He's got his feet in the hips guard. Good place to be. Whoa! I don't know. Whoa!
Wow.
I actually don't know if that was the smartest tactic. I would have kept him in my guard and slowed him down a little bit first. He's got a possible leg lock. Meanwhile, Wotjeck is just raining down heavy leather.
That's one way to kind of stop a guy's submission attempts, is just keep on bombing.
Suppressive fire.
Man, this is good stuff, and it's hard to really call the action here because it's just fast and
There's just
furious.
so much of it.
Wow.
Wotjeck with his hooks in, delivering punishment.
Now, to give you guys a little refresher, Oliver Bradstreet said he wrestled in high school with this Wotjeck kid and said, he is all I can handle wrestling. And you know Ollie's a scrappy little wrestler.
Those are actually decent punches to the latissimus there. And Delmark looks hurt.
He's dazed a little bit, no doubt about it, but that's nothing for Delmark. He's a little stoner. He don't mind being dazed.
I don't even know what that is. Like a front belly-to-belly suplex.
Yeah. Good stuff.
And he's right into a triangle. What a great fight.
This is great stuff, man.
But there it was again. There it was right there. You know, he's got an umplata. Or a... Yeah, I think
he's
that's
got
an something. You know what? He would spun right into a triangle choke. But Wotjeck just rained down some more heavy leather, and my goodness, what a great reversal. That's shows you what a little athleticism and a little bit of know-how will do. What it'll do for you.
And he can keep a nice white base here, and he's got to turn some offense on because when Wotjeck was on top,
you know what? I would probably just lay on top, lay on him for us, just to catch your breath, get your bearings straight, and hopefully wear him out.
Wotjeck has no wear out in him. He's got nothing but fifth gear.
Oh, a good elbow by Josh.
This is good stuff right here. And Josh now making Wotjeck pay a little bit. Some big shots here. And that did nothing but wake a sleeping giant.
Right into, he just wasn't able to get that leg around the back for the full guard. He needs to let go of that head now.
One thing about both these guys, there's not an ounce of fat on either one of them. And I guarantee you, if this goes to a third round, they'll still be going this hard. These guys both have a lot of energy.
See, now that's something that I just don't understand from Delmark. You know, obviously, he's hurt. He's suffering a reach advantage. Why not keep him in your guard? Why? See,
well, that's right. They got dinged right there as the bell rang, and he probably heard two bells. Old Josh Delmark.
What a round! I don't even. I guess only from the blood would be the only reason I scored that for Wotjeck.
Wotjeck won that round clearly in my eyes, but certainly wasn't, you know, like he was beating the crap out of Delmark. He just seemed to have more effective blows and
more of them, I guess.
Yeah, just more of them.
Then again, Delmark had the belly-to-belly suplex. That's got to score some major points.
Sure, it does.
Hip throw,
and
mount position for Wotjeck.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for Delmark here.
Well, you know, I said they were going to have a lot of energy in round number 3, but they might not make it that far. It looks like Delmark might have just kind of resigned to the fact that this kid's beating me.
Yeah, right now he's not looking like he's doing too much. He needs to use his elbows, cover up and use his elbows to push that leg down so he can get a guard up, knee up and start to work his guard.
You know what we were saying, I mean, it looked really competitive in round number 1, but as a fighter, when you're in there, you can kind of tell when a guy's besting you. When he just feels a little stronger in the clinch and he feels like he's a little more dominant. And I think you can see that Delmark kind of has conceded that this guy's tougher than me.
You know what, there are guys that do that and guys that don't. And the one thing is, if you think there are only 2 kinds of people in the world, those who believe they can and those who believe they cannot. Both guys are right. The question is, what kind of guy are you? And you know, that's maybe the difference between a Delmark and an L7, and Andy Witt.
Well,
Andy Witt just does not know any better.
Yeah, you know, but Delmark's not. He won't tap. I guarantee you won't see this kid quit. I just think he seems like he's resigned to the fact that he's going to get beaten here.
Yeah, I wish he would push that leg down and try to at least get half guard. Right here, he's like you said, he's just balling up and eating punches.
And you can't do that for very long. And Wotjeck is just now teeing off.
Yeah, Dave Selye's licking his chops. He's thinking, I'm going to get my belly-to-belly suplex on.
He sure is. And Josh is pretty good right here. He's good at checking the choke there. He gets that chin tucked in and makes it real difficult for you. He's got kind of a little scrawny neck, so it's hard to choke him.
He needs to turn the other direction, or Wotjeck needs to make an adjustment and finish this rear naked choke.
Wotjeck doing a good job of position. Well,
nice
just
job,
about
Delmark.
spoke too soon. Yeah, Delmark did a great job of rolling out, but finds himself back in a position where he's given up about 8 inches
He
of
needs
reach.
to stop throwing the kicks. He continues to kick. Well,
wow.
That was a decent one, but it just seems that usually when he kicks, that's when he comes off balance and gets taken down.
You know, and sometimes that rolling through stuff is good, and sometimes not, and that wasn't one of those times.
That's an example of when not to do that. A great elbow by Wotjeck. Nice uppercut.
His dad is pretty particular about the pronunciation of his name. It's Wotjeck.
Wotjeck. Well, there we go. I've messed one.
And I tell you what, you messed a lot of names up tonight, but you'll remember this one. I guarantee it. Zack Wotjeck is going to be a superstar.
Please don't beat me up for that.
Yeah. You see Josh grabbing the shorts, but at this point, you got to do just about anything you can.
Any port in a storm. Do something.
Yeah, Dave's got to start looking at maybe stopping this, or Josh Delmark doing not a whole lot underneath the
Well,
bout.
yeah, it's a really tough decision for someone like Dave right now with only 5 seconds left in the fight. Do you give your...
I think if Wotjeck would have just started reining him, he would have stopped it right there. But you know, without that, Josh Delmark going to live to see another round. I don't know if he's going to make it back up off that stool, but at least he's going to make it back to the stool. And if round 3 is anything like 1 and 2, you better get your butts back here. Round 3 when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, man, oh man.
There's a girl that lost a puppy.
Yeah.
She lost her puppy at the fights.
As
Have
we
you
were
seen
going
her
to break, you saw the girl who must have lost her puppy. But if you miss rounds 1 and 2 between these two guys, the hand assassin Josh Delmark and Zack Wotjeck, it was nothing but a fireworks display.
You know, what do you tell these fighters between rounds, you know, going into a third like this?
I'll tell you what, keep it up. You know, as a fight promoter, do just what you're doing.
But from a coaching perspective, you know, Wotjeck basically just go in there and give me one more of those. But, you know, talking to maybe Delmark, what can you say to someone?
You know, Delmark, you're down 2 rounds to nothing. You've got to have a knockout to win here. If you go down and get underneath again, I'm throwing in the towel. I mean, that's really what I'm telling him. You've got to do something spectacular here because you have no chance of winning unless you do.
And right now, he's just taking a beating.
And really, yeah, exactly. So what is the point of taking a beating?
I'd have to agree with you. I mean, it's just you're just losing brain cells without any reason to.
As his coach, I'd say, look, man, you've got to do something here. You're going to make the decision ultimately, because if I don't see you do anything, I will throw the towel in. And then maybe that would have lit a little fire under him and maybe a little more sense of urgency. But right now, it looks like he just wants to hang on for a decision.
Oh, a little
Well, I don't know that it thumb went in the eye there, but that was the kind of push to the face there. It looked like it could have.
Pretty much more of the same.
Yeah,
Wotjeck on
yeah.
top, dominating, using good positioning, and looks like he might be looking for a submission here.
You know, and I can't understand why he isn't sitting up and just dropping bombs, because if he did, you know, clearly Dave would have to stop it. But
certainly.
But Delmark is so squirmy that you do that and you risk, you know, him rolling out of there.
Oh, he's got a
There
leg
you
in
go.
front.
He's pulling some kind of trick out of his
Daniel
hat right
Grass
there.
hat.
Yeah.
Daniel Grass taught him that move. Wow, Wotcheck's got his hand pinned.
That's interesting. Yeah,
And
well.
he could really do some damage, it looks like.
Yeah, if nothing else, Wotjeck has to have at least garnered a little bit of respect for old Delmark, and maybe out of respect, he's not just pounding his face in, because, you know, Delmark has been a very game opponent. He's been durable, but gosh, you know,
as a wrestler, former wrestler, maybe with not that much striking experience, you know, maybe maybe Wotcheck's a little bit flustered and doesn't really know how to use those strikes to finish the fight.
I don't know, man. I've seen him pound away here, and I think Josh is just squirmy. I think he's just a kid that causes you problems, and if you sit up and start bombing on him, he throws out a little somersault in, but you see he's not even trying that right now. I think if Wotjeck were to sit up and just start bombing away, you'd have to stop the fight.
I'd agree. I have to agree with you. I mean, just kind of get up onto your knees and start dropping lots of bombs. But then again, it's easy for us to say as we sit in the comfort of our seats, and he's in there sweating and
sweating for 9 straight minutes of nonstop action. And you see right there, that's going to call a conclusion to this fight. And my hat's off to Josh Delmark. Look, he extends up with a smile on his face.
Wow.
And you know, yeah. I got nothing but mad respect for both these guys. And a night that was kind of there was a lot of rough and tumble, roly-poly stuff. I thought that was a great fight to finish the night.
That was a great night of fights. I mean, like you said, maybe not on paper, but to be there and see it, it's always fun.
Yep, and there's clearly no question as to who is going to walk away the victor in this one. Zack Wotjeck. This is, I think, the second of very, very many victories this kid's going to see inside the cage.
Well, we're going to look to see more of him in the round of champions.
Without a doubt. Tyler Ayers Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the UCE. Call them for legal help at 255-5555.
Delmark, I'd go to war with you any day, my man.
Thanks.
You're a tough little sucker. And this ain't the first time you've been in a fight like that in this cage. And you never cease to impress me, man.
Thanks. I just do my hardest not to give up. Just never give up, no matter what.
The last time you were getting beat up like that, I threw in the towel, or I had the towel thrown in on you, and you got mad at me, and you yelled at me, and told me never to do that again. And it was hard. But you're a tough kid, man.
Yeah, I try to make sure my corners don't have towels anymore.
Well, honestly, folks at home, if this kid is not an inspiration to you, I don't know what is, man. Josh, you're always shorter than anybody you fight. You're a little guy, but you got the biggest heart of any kid I've ever seen. Talk to me. We're gonna do a round of champions, and we're gonna be fighting for belts. Are you gonna be in that?
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome, man. Hey, I'm just gonna tell you, you were good enough tonight in my book. I got nothing bad to say about you. Great job, man.
Thanks, Mike. Love you, Pop.
Find top name brand clothing at unspeakable prices at Big Rod Clothing. Mention UCE and save 10%.
I mean, what made you come out like that? You just looked like you were ready to go. Everything was going good. Tell me a little bit about that fight, man.
I definitely tested my endurance, that's for sure. I'm used to my fights going the first round, and I just can't believe the fight he's got in him. Didn't give up, and I think that's awesome. He's a hell of a fighter, and I'm glad I got a chance to fight him.
Well, man, I tell you what, he doesn't have a glass jaw, that's for damn sure, right?
That's right.
So I know you're training with Mike. What else are you doing right now? I know you're gonna be in the round of champions for sure, right?
Yeah, I'm planning on it. And other than that, yeah, I plan on being there.
Plan on being there? I know you got some great corners too, taking care of you. You know what, tonight, you just rocked the house on that fight, so good job, man.
What a great main event. You can't ask for much more than that.
No, that fight was awesome. Wotjeck, he's definitely the guy to watch in that weight class, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, for sure. I can see him totally taking the round of champions, taking home the belt next round.
And hey, hats off to Josh Delmark. You got a lot of heart, buddy. Way to hang in there.
You know what? Tune in next week when we head to Elko, Nevada.
We'll see you next week, guys.